Yeah, Travis asked me to share my testimony. I guess it's something worth sharing, but we'll go through it, see how it goes. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the, well, people at work call me the Yankee, so we'll go with the Yankee that moved down here from Florida. But I have a story, parts that I'm not proud of, parts that I wish weren't there, but they're there, and, you know, I wouldn't take them away. But my childhood, bringing up, you know, I've had the best parents in the world. You know, no one's had better parents than I've had, and that's just me. You know, I love my parents, but yeah, my childhood was great. Everything was great. You know, I was a church kid. I grew up in the church, so you know, I had that strong Christian background, and you know, strong Christian parents that I'm very blessed to have in my life. But there was a particular thing that happened. Let's see, I think it's going to be 7 or 8 years ago this year that changed me, that made me who I am. But it was a major turning point in my life, and it caused me a lot of pain, but it also caused me a lot of growth. Christmas Eve, 2005. Sorry, this is the bad part. This is the part that's rough. But my sweet, sweet grandmother was murdered in her home on Christmas Eve, 2005. I was 13 years old. She was murdered by a 16-year-old boy, someone close to my age, someone, you know, just like me, a kid who had problems. But I remember that day like it happened yesterday. I remember the phone call. We were all going out to watch the new Narnia movie. And I remember the phone call. The phone rang. Usually we don't answer because, you know, it's a telemarketer. You don't want to answer it. You know, we're busy. But for some reason or another, my dad picked it up, and I saw color go from his face. And I knew something bad happened. And then on the car ride there, he was saying things, but he was frazzled. I didn't quite understand. I was young. I didn't quite understand everything, but we called the corner, and I saw the yellow tape around her house, and it hit home. And the year after, my heart got hard. I didn't think that God could ever do anything like that, could ever take anything from me. This sweet lady that would do anything for you, loved everyone. But she was great. I remember growing up singing "You're My Sunshine" and all these great songs. She's everything I want to be as a Christian and as a person. But that next year, my heart grew hard. I had a lot of anger in me, and my parents were concerned, so they, you know, I went and saw a Christian psychologist or whatever they're called, had a couple sessions, ignored it, but after that, my high school years, I was so afraid of losing people close to me that I just decided to become numb to all emotion, numb to everyone around me, that I just didn't care. And so high school was bad for me. I was a C student. I didn't try, didn't do homework. I just did my test, and that's how I passed high school. But didn't like high school. I got involved with a group of friends, and for some reason they attracted me because they all had problems in their life. They all hurt similar to what I did. Not exactly like what I've done, but they all hurt like me. And so that drawed me to them. But after high school, a couple of my friends and I, they were going to college in a town called Lima. So I decided to move down there. And by this point, I had no interest with the church anymore. I had no interest with the faith, but I haven't done anything bad, but I had bad influences. So once I moved to Lyman's, when everything started getting bad, I started getting really involved in alcohol and some drugs and just stuff that, I'm embarrassed to say that I was ever around. And there were some nights I don't know how I made it through it. I really don't. And looking back, I realized I was tearing my family apart. They were hurting for me, but I neglected. I did what I thought was good. I numbed the pain with what I thought would numb it, but it never quite did the trick. But yes, my parents were very concerned, and they got to a point there toward the end before I moved here where me and my dad would get into it, would fight, and I got fired from my job. He was my boss. He was like my boss's boss, so I got a job there, but ended up getting fired from my job because I couldn't stay at work because of the night before. I'd be sick the next morning, but ended up losing my job because of that, and losing the relationship with my father. Man, I look up to very much. But my mom came into my room a few days later and said, "Matt, we're worried for you, we're praying for you, but we want you to go to Florida to visit Travis. He wishes you a pastor." So I said yes just because, it was a plane ride to Florida. You wasn't really expecting anything. But so I said, yeah, I agreed to fly down. I flew down and not really wanting anything, just kind of here to visit. But God got a hold of me while I was down here, and it's a good thing He did, because I don't know what I would have done if I was still in Ohio. But it was this church, you guys, that brought me back to the faith. The love you guys showed me when I first moved down here, and everything. So that's what got me back in the faith. That's what changed my view, because I was calloused. I was hard. I grew up in the church. I didn't care, but it was the love of you guys, each and every one of you, that brought me back. And I want to thank you for that. It means a lot to me. But I think that's all I want to say. I have a verse. I have it's an app on my phone, Bible app. I don't use a paper Bible. But every day it gives you a verse and everything. And yesterday it gave me a cool one that I thought applies to me right now at this point in my life. And it's Philippians 3:12-14. Let me read it to you. I have not reached my goal. I have not yet reached my goal, and I am not yet perfect. But Christ has taken hold of me. So I keep on running and struggling to take hold of the prize. My friends, I don't feel I've already arrived, but I forget what is behind. And I struggle for what is ahead. I run toward the goal so I can win the prize of being called to heaven. This is the prize God offers because of what Christ Jesus has done. And that, even you never make it. You should constantly be striving to be perfect. But that I thought that was cool, because that's right where I'm at. But I have a song that I want to do for you guys. My dad actually introduced it to me, and it's like they looked at me. This band looked at me and wrote this song because it was like, hey, we'll write this after him. It's me in a song, I guess. So I'm going to sing it, get a drink of water, because my throat is dry. Where's my water?